Good evening, everyone. We all have days when we just don't feel like working. Maybe we're tired, distracted, or simply unmotivated. It's human nature to want to take the easy way out when things aren't going our way. But here's the truth. Success doesn't come from avoiding hard days. It comes from pushing through them. There's a reason why some people achieve great things while others remain stuck in mediocrity. It's not that they're luckier or smarter. It's that they've mastered the art of showing up even when they don't feel like it. They force themselves to work on the tough days when every fiber of their being is telling them to quit. And that's what sets them apart. You see, the ability to push yourself when it's tough is a choice, and it's a powerful one. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you respond, and that's where your true power lies. Remember, the road to success is not a straight line. It's filled with obstacles, distractions, and days when you just don't want to keep going. But every time you decide to push through, you build something invaluable: discipline. When you choose to work on the tough days, you develop habits that turn into routines. And before you know it, those tough days will no longer feel so tough. The more you make the decision to show up, the easier it gets to show up again the next time. But here's the secret. The tougher the day, the bigger the opportunity. Those hard days are where the growth happens. The moments when you want to quit are exactly when you need to keep going. That's where real progress is made. So, don't wait for the perfect day to start working. Don't wait until you feel like it. Start now. Force yourself. And in the process, you'll create a version of yourself that's capable of overcoming anything life throws your way. It's not about motivation. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger. The difficult days are where the foundation for success is built. The simple act of showing up, even on the toughest days, sets you apart from others who only work when it's convenient. Greatness isn't about doing big things occasionally. It's about doing the right things consistently no matter the circumstances. True growth doesn't come from staying in your comfort zone. It comes from doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Each time you push through a difficult day, you make it easier to do the same the next time. The way you feel today doesn't determine who you are or where you're going. Your actions do. It's not enough to have talent or potential. You need to develop the habit of pushing through adversity. Anyone can work when it's easy. The real test is what you do when things are tough. The path to success is not always smooth, but the tougher the day, the greater the reward on the other side. Discipline is the silent force behind every great achievement. It's the difference between wishing for success and actually earning it. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going when the excitement fades and the challenges begin. It's easy to feel driven when everything is going well, but when the road gets tough, that's when discipline steps in and makes all the difference. You see, the person who succeeds isn't the one who works hard only when they feel inspired, but the one who shows up every day and does what needs to be done no matter how they feel. Discipline is what allows you to keep working on the days when you feel tired, when things aren't going according to plan, when doubt creeps in, and when your emotions tell you to take a break. But those who push past those feelings, who stay committed to their goals, are the ones who achieve greatness. The true power of discipline is that it doesn't rely on feelings or circumstances. It's about making a decision to do what you must, day in and day out, whether you feel like it or not. It's about developing the mental toughness to continue moving forward even when it feels easier to quit. This kind of discipline doesn't come naturally to everyone, but it can be developed. It's a choice you make every day, every hour, and every minute. When you master discipline, you stop letting life dictate your actions. Instead, you become the one in control, making progress even when the odds seem stacked against you. And the beauty of it is that discipline compounds over time. The more you use it, the stronger it gets and the more success it brings. It's like a muscle. The more you train it, the more powerful it becomes. Eventually, it becomes second nature and success starts to follow you because you've built the habits that lead to achievement. So never underestimate the power of discipline. It's the foundation upon which all great accomplishments are built. It may not always be easy, but it's always worth it. The choice to stay disciplined, even when things aren't going well, is the choice to create a future where success is inevitable. Success is not built on the days when everything goes right. It's not the days when you wake up feeling motivated and energized, ready to take on the world. Success is built on the tough days, the days when you don't feel like it, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, when failure feels close at hand. Those are the days that truly define who you are and what you're capable of achieving. You see, anyone can put in the effort when things are easy. The real test of character, the real measure of your potential, comes when the going gets tough. It's in those moments that you have the opportunity to prove to yourself and to the world that you have what it takes to push through adversity. It's easy to be excited about your goals when everything is going smoothly, but the true test of your resolve comes when life throws challenges your way, when your plans are derailed, when things fall apart, when your spirit is tested. That's when you decide whether success is something you just wish for or something you work for. The tough days are where the seeds of your future success are planted. Every setback, every failure, every moment of doubt is a chance to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. Without these tough days, without the trials and tribulations, success would be hollow. It would lack the depth, the meaning, the value that comes from overcoming the struggles along the way. But here's the thing, these tough days aren't just obstacles, they are opportunities in disguise. Each challenge you face is an invitation to become better, to refine your skills, to develop new ways of thinking, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you realized. The tough days are where the growth happens. They are the crucibles in which your character is forged, where your determination is tested and strengthened. The key is to understand that success is not a smooth, uninterrupted journey. It's a series of highs and lows, triumphs and setbacks. The real secret is to embrace the tough days, to welcome the challenges, and to see every obstacle as a stepping stone toward your goals. It's not about avoiding the hard times, it's about choosing to press on, to persist, and to continue working toward your dreams, no matter how tough things get. If you're willing to push through the difficult moments, if you're willing to keep moving forward when it feels easier to quit, you'll find that the tough days are the very days that will build the foundation for your success. Those days will teach you resilience, persistence, and the power of not giving up. And when you look back, you'll realize that success wasn't just about achieving your goals. It was about the person you became in the process of getting there. The tough days are the ones that shape you into the person capable of achieving everything you ever dreamed of. Showing up, even when it's hard, is the secret ingredient that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's easy to show up when everything is going your way, when the sky is clear, when the road is smooth, when the circumstances are just right. It doesn't take much effort. But the true test of character comes when life is difficult, when things don't go according to plan, when the obstacles seem overwhelming. That's when your commitment is truly tested. We all know that life isn't always fair. It's unpredictable. There are days when the weight of the world feels like it's on your shoulders, when your energy is drained, and when doubt begins to creep in. But here's the thing, those are the days that matter the most. Those are the days that define you. The people who succeed aren't necessarily the most talented or the most fortunate. They are the ones who simply refuse to quit, who show up no matter how tough things get. Showing up isn't just about being physically present. It's about giving your best effort even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, even when the road ahead looks like a mountain. It's easy to be enthusiastic at the start, but it's the ability to keep showing up when the excitement fades that leads to long-term success. The key is consistency. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it certainly doesn't happen on the easy days. It happens because you choose to keep moving forward even when the going gets tough. The world doesn't reward those who wait for the perfect moment or for ideal conditions. It rewards those who show up day in and day out, even when it feels like the universe is conspiring against them. When you make the decision to show up when it's hard, you send a powerful message to the world and to yourself. I am committed. I am resilient. I will not be deterred by temporary discomfort. Every time you push through those tough days, you're building something stronger than just your skill or knowledge. You're building your character. You're developing discipline. You're strengthening your resolve. And over time, this consistency compounds into massive progress, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. The beauty of showing up when it's hard is that it becomes a habit, a mindset. You stop waiting for things to be perfect, and instead you become someone who thrives despite the imperfections. Every challenge you face is just another opportunity to prove that you can handle whatever comes your way. And the more you show up, the easier it becomes to keep showing up the next time. Eventually it becomes second nature, and success follows. Remember, no one ever achieved greatness by sitting on the sidelines. The winners are the ones who get in the game, even when the odds are stacked against them. So make the decision today to show up, even when it's hard. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. The path to success is paved by those who have the courage to keep going, even when every part of them wants to stop. And in the end, it's that persistence, that willingness to show up that will take you further than you ever imagined. Consistency is the quiet but undeniable force that leads to success. It's not the flashy moments of inspiration, not the bursts of enthusiasm that get you where you want to go. No, it's the everyday actions, the small, seemingly insignificant choices repeated over time that create lasting results. Success is not built on the grand gestures or the one-time efforts. It's built on the small things done consistently, day in and day out. Think about it for a moment. How often have you started something with great excitement only to see it fizzle out when the initial spark of motivation fades? It's easy to get caught up in the thrill of starting something new, but real success comes from showing up even when the excitement is gone, when the newness wears off, and when the progress feels slow. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't isn't talent, it's consistency. Consistency is your ally because it compounds over time. It's like planting a seed and nurturing it every single day. At first, you might not see any growth and it may feel like nothing is happening, but if you stay consistent, if you continue to nurture that seed, eventually it will break through the soil, and with time it will become something strong, something worth admiring. And that's how success works. Bit by bit, day by day, progress adds up, even when it feels invisible. What makes consistency so powerful is that it creates momentum. Momentum is one of the most important forces in achieving your goals. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you build. And once momentum starts, it's like a snowball rolling downhill. It gathers speed and power, making things happen more easily. The key is to stay committed even when the results aren't immediately apparent. The consistency of your effort is what will carry you through the difficult moments, through the days when you feel like giving up, through the times when the reward seems distant. It's consistency that keeps you on the path when everything else tempts you to quit. Let's face it, success doesn't come quickly and it doesn't come easily. It's a slow process and it requires patience. But the beautiful part is that consistency doesn't demand perfection. You don't have to be perfect every day. What matters is that you keep showing up, doing the work, and sticking to your commitment. It's the daily habits, the little actions, and the small victories that build up to something extraordinary over time. When consistency becomes your ally, you stop relying on bursts of motivation and you start relying on the power of your daily habits. You don't need to wait for the perfect conditions or the perfect moment. You simply need to keep moving forward no matter what. And as you continue to do that, you'll look back and realize that all those small, seemingly insignificant steps have led you to a place of achievement. So, make consistency your ally. It's the key to unlocking your potential. It's the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. And while it might not always feel exciting, the results you get from being consistent will prove to you that it's the most reliable path to success. When others give up, when they fall off track, consistency is what keeps you moving forward. It's what allows you to turn your dreams into reality, one steady step at a time. Pushing through discomfort is one of the most powerful actions you can take on your journey to success. Let's face it, nothing worthwhile ever comes without some discomfort. Whether it's the strain of hard work, the frustration of setbacks, or the mental fatigue that comes with chasing a big dream, discomfort is part of the process. But here's the truth. Discomfort is not your enemy. In fact, it's a sign that you're growing, that you're pushing the boundaries of your potential. The real failure isn't in feeling discomfort, it's in avoiding it, in choosing the path of least resistance when you know deep down that growth requires a little discomfort. Every single successful person has faced moments of discomfort. They've had days when their energy was low, when the temptation to quit was strong, when it would have been easier to take the comfortable route. But what sets them apart from everyone else is that they made the choice to push through it. They didn't let discomfort dictate their actions. They understood that every time they chose to push through, they were becoming stronger, more capable, and more prepared for the next challenge. You see, the road to success is not a smooth, uninterrupted path. It's filled with bumps, detours, and moments when it feels like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. But if you're willing to push through the discomfort, you start to build resilience. Resilience is what allows you to bounce back from failures, to keep going when things aren't going your way, and to persevere when the path ahead looks uncertain. And the more you practice pushing through discomfort, the easier it becomes to face challenges head on. What most people don't realize is that discomfort is actually a signal of progress. When you're uncomfortable, it means you're stretching beyond your current capabilities, moving outside of your comfort zone and expanding what's possible for you. If everything were easy, there would be no room for growth. It's the discomfort of the difficult moments that forces you to adapt, to learn, and to become better. So when things get tough, instead of shrinking back, embrace the discomfort. Understand that it's part of the process and that it's preparing you for something greater. Discomfort doesn't last forever. It's temporary. But the rewards for pushing through it are lasting. On the other side of that discomfort is the person you're becoming. Every time you push through, you're building a stronger, more capable version of yourself. And over time, you'll find that what once felt uncomfortable becomes easier because you've developed the mental toughness to face challenges with confidence. So don't shy away from discomfort. Don't avoid the hard days. Embrace them. They are the very days that will shape your future. The more you push through, the more resilient you become. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize that the discomfort you once dreaded was actually the catalyst that turned your dreams into reality. It's not the absence of discomfort that leads to success. It's the courage to push through it again and again. The harder you work when it's tough, the easier it becomes. That may sound counterintuitive at first, but there's a profound truth in it. You see, the difficulties you face today are shaping the person you'll be tomorrow. Every challenge, every moment when you push yourself beyond your comfort zone builds the muscle of persistence and mental toughness. In the beginning, it may feel like an uphill battle. It's hard, it's exhausting, you might question why you're even doing it, but here's the key. The more you push through, the stronger you become, and what starts out as a struggle eventually becomes second nature. Think of it like lifting weights at the gym. The first time you pick up a dumbbell, it might feel heavy, and you might even question whether you can keep going. But over time, with consistent effort, your muscles grow stronger. What once felt like a struggle becomes part of your routine. Eventually, you find yourself able to lift heavier weights, to handle more pressure with less effort. The same principle applies to life's challenges. The more you work through adversity, the better equipped you become to handle it the next time. What used to be tough no longer feels as overwhelming because you've built the resilience and strength to face it head on. This is where true growth happens. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to stay comfortable. But when you work through tough times, when you show up even when the road is rocky, you develop a mindset and skill set that you wouldn't gain any other way. And with that experience, the next obstacle becomes easier to face. It's like an investment you make in yourself. Each tough day is a deposit in the bank of your future success. As you build that resilience, as you become more familiar with the process of overcoming adversity, you'll find that what once seemed insurmountable begins to feel more manageable. What many don't realize is that the toughest moments are actually the ones that teach you the most. It's easy to stay motivated and focused when things are going your way. But when life throws a curveball, when things go wrong, that's when your character is truly tested. And when you rise to that challenge, when you keep working through the discomfort, you're not only learning to handle the current situation, you're also preparing yourself for even greater challenges in the future. As you continue to push through these tough times, you build a mental framework that says, I can handle this. I've done it before and I can do it again. And as your mindset shifts, so does your ability to work through difficult circumstances. Over time, you'll find that the very things that once held you back, fear, doubt, uncertainty, no longer have the same power over you. You've developed the strength to handle them, and as a result, they don't seem so daunting anymore. In the long run, the hardest times are the ones that make everything else easier. The more you're willing to embrace hard work during tough moments, the more you'll realize that the challenges you face aren't obstacles, they're stepping stones. Each one builds your confidence, your skill, and your ability to succeed in even tougher situations. The harder you work through adversity, the more effortless it becomes to keep moving forward, and the closer you get to achieving your goals. So remember, the work you put in when it's tough isn't just about getting through the day, it's about preparing yourself for a future where the obstacles you face will seem smaller and the path to success will feel that much easier. Don't let temporary feelings dictate your future. It's easy to get caught up in the emotions of the moment, to allow fleeting feelings of doubt, frustration, or fear to convince you that you're not capable or that your dreams are too far out of reach. But here's the thing, emotions are temporary. They come and go, like waves in the ocean. But the decisions you make based on them can have a lasting impact on your life. If you let your temporary feelings control your actions, you're allowing a passing moment to determine the course of your entire future. Think about it. How many times have you felt discouraged when things weren't going your way? Maybe you didn't get the result you expected, or maybe something didn't turn out the way you hoped. In those moments, it's easy to let frustration take over. But if you allow those emotions to control your decisions, you risk missing the opportunity for growth that comes from pushing through discomfort. Feelings like doubt and fear don't reflect your true potential, they reflect the circumstances of the moment. And if you let those temporary feelings dictate your future, you'll find yourself constantly chasing after the next fleeting emotion instead of building something solid and lasting. The reality is that success requires consistency, and consistency requires commitment. You can't base your commitment on how you feel today. If you only showed up when you felt motivated or when you felt good about things, you wouldn't make much progress. It's about committing to the bigger picture, to the long-term goal, even when the emotions of the day tell you to quit. When you push through the tough moments, when you keep moving forward despite the temporary feelings of discouragement, you build the habits and discipline that lead to lasting success. It's also important to realize that your emotions don't define your capability. Just because you feel tired or you feel like giving up doesn't mean you're not capable of achieving your goals. Feelings are not facts. They're simply temporary reactions to the present circumstances. They don't tell you what you're truly capable of. Your true strength is found in the decisions you make when emotions are high and in your ability to keep going even when things feel tough. The ability to separate your emotions from your decisions is a key to long-term success. There will be days when you don't feel like getting up, days when everything feels off, or when life seems to be pulling you in 100 different directions. But those days are just moments. The only thing that truly matters is how you respond to them. If you let a temporary feeling, whether it's fatigue, frustration, or fear, dictate your future, you'll find yourself giving up right when you're on the edge of breakthrough. But when you choose to act in spite of those feelings, you tap into your potential and take control of your future. Remember, success is not determined by how you feel in the moment. It's determined by the actions you take despite those feelings. If you let the temporary emotions you feel today guide your decisions, you'll make choices that pull you further away from your goals. But when you choose to focus on your long-term vision, when you commit to showing up regardless of how you feel, you'll find that the moments of doubt, frustration, and fear lose their power. Over time, those fleeting emotions will become less of a roadblock and more of an opportunity to demonstrate your resilience and commitment. So, don't let temporary feelings dictate your future. Understand that your emotions are just that, temporary. They will pass. Your commitment to your goals, however, can endure. And it's the decisions you make when emotions are high that will ultimately shape the future you create. Stay focused on your vision and let your actions speak louder than any temporary feeling that tries to stand in your way. Developing habits of perseverance is the key to lasting success. It's easy to think of success as something that happens in a single moment or because of a single breakthrough, but that's rarely the case. Success is the result of consistent effort, the ability to keep going when things get tough, and the willingness to stay on course even when the road ahead looks uncertain. The true power of perseverance lies in its ability to push you past obstacles, to keep moving forward when quitting feels easier, and to turn challenges into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Perseverance doesn't come naturally to everyone. It's something that must be developed, nurtured, and strengthened over time. It's like a muscle. At first, it may feel weak, but the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. The beauty of perseverance is that once it becomes a habit, it doesn't require much thought. It becomes a part of who you are. It's not about being fearless or never feeling doubt, but about making the decision to keep going, even in the face of discomfort, uncertainty, and failure. Every successful person you've ever admired has had to face their share of difficulties. They've encountered failure, rejection, and setbacks. But what sets them apart is their ability to persist despite those challenges. It's not the lack of adversity that leads to success. It's the ability to keep moving forward when adversity strikes. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is often a matter of who chooses to keep going when things are hard. To develop habits of perseverance, you have to first decide that quitting is not an option. You must accept that failure is not a permanent condition, but a temporary setback. The moment you accept that, you unlock the power to keep moving forward. Every time you choose not to quit, you are developing a stronger, more resilient mindset. You are training yourself to weather the storms that will inevitably come and to keep your eyes on the bigger picture. But here's the thing. Perseverance doesn't mean working yourself to exhaustion without a plan. It means staying committed to the process, adjusting when necessary, and continuing to do the work even when you don't see immediate results. It means showing up, doing the work, and taking the next step even when the reward seems far off. The more you do this, the more automatic it becomes. The habit of perseverance becomes ingrained in your daily actions, and eventually it becomes part of your character. As you develop these habits of perseverance, you'll find that challenges no longer feel as overwhelming. The obstacles you once feared will become easier to face. You'll begin to recognize that it's not the difficulty of the journey that matters, it's your ability to keep moving forward. And as you continue to persevere, you'll notice that success starts to follow you. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable now seem like opportunities to grow and improve. Perseverance is not about never facing setbacks, it's about how you respond when they happen. The person who develops the habit of persevering becomes someone who sees setbacks as temporary, who understands that the path to success is not a straight line, but a series of twists and turns. They don't give up after one failure. They learn from it, adjust, and move forward with even greater determination. And over time, this habit of perseverance builds momentum. Each step forward makes the next step easier, and before long, you'll realize that you've reached your goals simply because you refuse to stop. So make perseverance your habit. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. The person who perseveres is the one who ultimately achieves greatness. By developing this habit, you create a life where nothing can stop you, and when you look back, you'll see that all the small, consistent actions you took day in and day out have brought you to a place where success isn't just a dream, it's your reality.